Good evening, sports and pop culture fans, and welcome to our very special IE Sports Radio 10-year anniversary edition of the Sports Club Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As always, y'all, this is me, your boy Larry B, joined by my beautiful wife, the lovely Cecilia. Good evening, babe.
Hi, everyone.
10 years of IE Sports Radio. But you want to know something really cool? It's 2 years for us. 2-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe it.
It went fast.
It went pretty fast. But it's all good. We are definitely, without a doubt, happy to be at this point, and things are going well. So, I'll tell you, 2 years of marriage, 10 years of IE Sports Radio. Pretty cool to know that we got married on the 8th year anniversary of IE Sports Radio.
The 8th?
That was the 8th year? Mm-hmm. And now it's the 10th. 2 years in. 2 years into marriage, 10 years into IE Sports Radio.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, with that said, tonight we got ourselves some fun. We have a special drink coming up in just a few moments. Also, we have ourselves a fun topic tonight. And, of course, we got a recap a couple of weeks ago. We had the IE Sports Radio TSCP draft. That was a close one. I won by like 7 points. Cecilia was forced to watch the American Pie series. And now, she gets to talk about them. Tonight. So we got all that coming on up and more. We hope you're excited, y'all. That's going to be a fun show. You are now tuned in live to the Sports Club Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. Good evening, yet again, everybody. How's everyone doing out there? I'll tell you right now, we are without a doubt tired from this week.
Yes, I'm exhausted.
It has been a week. But, hey, at least we're here, and the weekend is finally upon us.
Yep.
Thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
So, how was your week?
Busy. But it was okay. At least it's the last full week.
I know, isn't that cool? Oh my gosh. So, next week, of course, in our district, super excited. Next week, we have 4 weeks next week, of course, because of Memorial Day weekend. We got 4 weeks after that. 4 days after that. And then the last week, which is the 3rd through the 6th, 4 more days after that. So, realistically, 12 days of school left. Can you believe it?
Yes and no.
How so?
Well, because it goes so fast. And then, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been one of those weeks. I'll tell you, the worst thing about these last couple of weeks was getting sick.
Oh, yeah.
That was hell. Like,
Yep.
Seriously, hell. Oh my gosh. Yeah, getting sick.
Better now.
Yeah, thank God we're sick. We're well now, but man, getting sick really throws me off. Like, it jacks my stuff up. I hate it.
Who likes being sick?
Well, I'm just saying, it throws me off so bad, though. Like, oh my gosh, I want to punch a wall when I get sick. Because it's like, man, like, I get, like, everything's going so well, and then getting sick is, like, the biggest inconvenience you can get. Isn't it?
Well, yeah.
So that threw us for a loop. My gosh, we were sick from what? I want to say the 28th of April?
No, I started out.
Yeah, you got sick back then. And
Mine lasted, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then I was like sicker than a dog on the 5th, last Sunday. And it's crazy because even though we were like going to work and everything, I don't know.
I didn't. I took like 2 days off.
Yeah, you had
and then my doctor took me off of one.
That was a lot. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy to the point where I even missed last Wednesday. I mean, at work, and we tried. We battled through it. We didn't want to get anybody sick, so we felt like we stayed home on our sickest days. But man, I'll tell you, it is, it sucked. But I think finally, we're at the tail. It's not really the tail end. It's just that the lingering crap is still kind of there, slightly. No?
No, I'm fine. I mean, I have a slight cough. It's just in the mornings and evenings, but
Yeah.
it's not that bad like it was, thankfully. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it was horrible. I just had a sinus infection, but it was a bad one.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, poor Cecilia. She was down. She was down for the count, you guys. And we had a rough couple of weeks, but hey, it's all good. Thankfully, by the grace of God, we're okay. And we got through it, but man, it really kind of jacked things up. I was hoping it wasn't going to ruin the 10-year anniversary, because I was like, come on, man, like of all weeks, seriously. So thankfully, it didn't jack us up that bad, but man, it was rough. So thankfully, we're good. And yeah, it was a rough couple of weeks, but I'll tell you, it's crazy to think. IE Sports Radio, 10 years. Can you believe 10 years on the air?
No, that's crazy.
It's a long time, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really happy because, you know, we've been able to celebrate this and everything. But yeah, so that's it. Today we got ourselves some fun. Big shout out to everybody in the chat room, by the way. Thank you, Jen B and Adam Karnick. We thank you so much for being, happy anniversary. We thank you. Yep. Just on the same exact day, of course, we celebrate 2 years of marriage. It's kind of cool, except we got married on, really cool. We got married on the 8th year anniversary of IE Sports Radio on Sunday, May 15th, 2022. And, well, here we are now on 2 years later. And, yeah, it's been awesome. So, just want to start out by saying huge shout out and thank you again to our awesome sponsors, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, and of course, my beautiful wife, and Seal the Deal Wax Seals. So, we will take ourselves a short break, paying tribute to those awesome platforms, to those awesome sponsors of ours, and then, of course, jump on back, special drink, all kinds of great stuff. We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And, well, we will be right back after this. Once again, you're listening to Sports Co Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and Follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Yo, 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 what's going down? This is Spaced Out Sports with your host, J-Man, giving you all Houston sports straight from the source. Brought to you IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. In this show, we're going to talk about everything Houston through and through, and everything. We're going to talk about the surrounding areas. We're going to talk about local sports, everything in Texas in general, mainly Houston, but we're going to talk about everything in the sports world. I want to hear from y'all. Y'all definitely going to hear from me. We're going to go from anything all over, from it's football to MMA to everything. Let's have a good show. I'm looking forward to hearing from the city. Y'all make sure y'all just check me out every Wednesday right here at Spaced Out Sports, brought to you by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Right back at it, y'all. Big ups and thank you to our awesome sponsors, of course. Seal the Deal Wax Seals and Planet Jerky. Premium brisket beef jerky. My beautiful wife works so hard on her little seals, and she does an amazing job. So please show us some love, y'all. IESportsRadio.com/seal the deal wax seals. Place your order today. She does a really cool job, and those are cool. I love how you do those.
I like how I do them too.
They're fun. So, baby showers, presents, gifts, of course, letters. Have fun. Cheap, inexpensive, really, really cool little seals. And, of course, big ups and thank you to Planet Jerky. PlanetJerky.net. Grab you some beef jerky, y'all. Of course, he's been sending out jerky right now for a limited time. Pretty cool. If you order Planet Jerky and mention you got it from iSports Radio and give us a follow, you get a free bag jerky. That's actually pretty cool, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, Jose's the man, I'm telling you. He's hooking it up, showing love, so we appreciate you so very much for that. But we got to get to our drink. And would you say this is something that's been kind of like around as long as we've been together?
What do you mean?
This particular drink this week.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember how we got going with this?
Because of you?
Well, yeah, but do you remember like the whole beginning?
Mm-mm. No, I have a horrible memory, you know this.
True. So, a while back when we were dating, I want to say, oh my gosh, we were only like 2 months in or something like that. Just hanging out. We were over at my place, and Cecilia, I have this thing about making shakes. I love it. It's always been a thing of mine. I've always had a lot of fun making these things, and because of course working out. It's kind of funny. Big ups to the Juice King, Josh. He used to work at the gym. He used to run the juice bar, own the juice bar at my old gym at the old LA Fitness I used to work out at a long time ago. We're talking like 2009 to like 2015, man, for a good minute. And it was pretty cool because we would I would hang out over there sometimes with Juice Bar and just hang out with him and everything. And he would make some really cool juices. Well, he inspired me to get a blender and start making some juices myself with protein. And I used to start, of course I would still give him business, but I would start making my own juices and having fun with them and everything. And hey, why not? Protein, they're healthy, they're good. Sometimes they fill you up, depending on how much you drink, and I got pretty good at them, I used to make them for family and everything. And one day I was like, oh my gosh, I want to make you a juice. So I make Cecilia my famous little, just kidding, it wasn't famous, but it has berries, it had berries, Nutella, peanut butter, and what else was in there? Oh, bananas. And Cecilia, I made it for her the very first time, my old little Oster blender. And what do you think the first time you tried it?
I liked it.
I was like super excited because I was like, yes, she likes it. Like, family could like it all they want to, you know? But I don't know. Just it's pretty crazy when, you know, it's pretty cool when your significant other, you're like, yeah, let me make you something. And then they like it. Thought it was pretty cool. So, your first thoughts when you tried the original shake?
It was good. It's obviously refreshing, and it's good on a nice hot day, that's for sure.
Was it summertime that I gave it to you or no?
It wasn't fully summer yet, but it was starting to get warm, like slowly.
It was so good. Because when you were like, oh my gosh, I was worried that you were going to think it sucks.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, you could have just been being nice, but at the same exact time, I was like, man, I hope she like doesn't think this is just like, you know, doesn't just say it's good and actually think it sucks. So anyway, it was pretty good though. I'm glad. And yeah, it's kind of funny. It got to the point to whenever Cecilia would come over to it, she'd be like, oh, make the shake. And I was like, sweet. Like, she likes it. So I thought it was pretty neat. Big ups to the chat room once again. Mike says we could take a few minutes tonight. So cool. Thank you, sir. Mr. Taryn says here, thank you very much, man. Thank you for the happy anniversary. And that's right, man. 10 years. IE Sports Radio, just amazing. So happy that we got this going and all the awesome people that we have involved with IE Sports Radio. So tonight, our drink for tonight is in fact the shake. It's a little altered, of course. We don't have like the berries in it. I just kind of took the berries out after a while. Should I put the berries back in?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But recently, I just kind of been doing the Nutella and peanut butter thing and throwing some protein powder in there. No protein
that's all
today.
you've been doing?
That's really it. I haven't thrown the berries. Haven't been a part of it for a good minute.
That's why I've been having them in there for so long.
Oh, sorry.
Those are no good.
Oh, whoops. But they just been. I guess like the chocolate banana kind of thing is delicious, and I've been enjoying that. So, but yeah, so like she likes the shake on the hot days.
Yeah, only on the hot days because that's when it's nice and, like I said before, refreshing.
So why is that relevant to today? Well, we're going back in time, of course. 74th episode here of the Sports Club Perspectives. And, of course, I told the whole story of IE Sports Radio and how it got going, and even, like, some of my history from, like, the last, 18 years getting this whole thing going. And it's been awesome. So I am, like, beyond happy to have done this for so long. And it's really cool because when you think of nostalgia, you just got to you got to really pull together the things that are yummy, you know, the things that you can also bring back that are good from the past, like something yummy, like food-wise. And well, this shake has a lot of nostalgia, not only in, just for me making it, but in our relationship, which is pretty cool. So anyway, we figured today, let me tell you guys the history of our show and how we got started and everything. We'll drink it, but we'll do it while drinking this shake that goes back, basically to the beginning of us being together. Mm-hmm. So here we go, shake time. Let's shake it up, take a drink, and what you think? Oh yeah,
that's good.
This one tastes like a little Reese's peanut butter cupish.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love me some Reese's peanut butter cups. But, yeah, so this shake, so good. We recently, in the last year, my mom is awesome. Shout out to Mom out there. She got us a Ninja blender for Christmas. And you guys, we have the coolest cookware. Like, seriously? We got ourselves one of the coolest things I think we've ever gotten. It's kind of funny, my mom's gotten us all this for, like, holidays and everything. But she got us, like, George Foreman grill. I had one for a very long time, and it got really old. So when we moved, I brought it with me, and then she was like, no, we gotta get you a new one. So for Christmas, or one of the things I forgot, she got us, one of the holidays, she got us a George Foreman grill. She also got us the Ninja pressure cooker. That thing's amazing.
Yeah, I love that thing.
We tried staking it for the first time last night. Oh, it was bomb.
I think I like the way that cooks it
You do?
than the George Foreman.
Well, it's because the George, I just leave it on for a while. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. You like it because...
I feel like it's juicier.
Well, yeah. I mean, it would be juicier, too, if I didn't cook it so long in the George. But yeah, I don't know. I will always stand up for the George, y'all. I will fight for the George Foreman grill forever.
Well, it's good for burgers. That's
So
for sure.
good. So good. That shake is good. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. We got that. We got the Ninja Blender now. The Ninja Blender is amazing.
Mm-hmm. I'm scared of that thing, but I haven't used it, and I won't. I never even used a regular blender, not when I was at home with my parents. I don't know what it is about the blender, but the blender scares me. I feel like it has a mind of its own, and it'll just, come and attack me.
The blender's gonna attack you?
Yes.
Do you have dreams about the blender?
No.
He's getting it. Blender dreams is gonna. Yeah, but that blender is really, really good. And then recently we got is it a Ninja 2? Our toaster oven? I don't know what it is.
It's a Black & Decker.
Black & Decker. And our little toaster oven's awesome.
Black & Decker's a good brand, though. I like that brand.
I love that little toaster because we get those little pizzas, the Red Baron pizzas from Sam's Club, and we throw them in there. Oh, they come out so good. I like them a little crispier. Cecilia, of course, likes everything raw.
Not raw.
But I'll tell you, pretty damn good. So, all of our awesome kitchenware. Once again, shout out to my mom. She got it all for us up for over the last few holidays. So, yeah, love you, Mom. So, yeah, it was really, really good. We enjoyed having all that good stuff. And the blender, of course, does an amazing job making these shakes. And my gosh, they're good. So yeah. So with that said, today it's been a really cool type of deal. It's kind of funny because I remember hearing one time on The Fresh Prince, it was Jeffrey's birthday. And Will Smith was pretty much telling him, like, why should you go out, man? You gotta have a good time. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. And it's funny because, like, Jeffrey told him at the end of the episode, like it's not necessarily a time to go out for me. He's like, at my age, poor Jeffrey, but he said at my age, I think of it more as a time of reflection. Do you ever feel like that with your birthday?
No.
No? What do you think about when your birthday comes?
Freaking getting old.
Oh my goodness.
And it's the time to celebrate. I have one more day of life. Well, not one more day, but...
One more year.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. But, I never really thought about that until now. And it's funny because it's true. Like, the older you get, of course, doesn't necessarily mean you're old, but, it's true. It's always a good time for reflection. And I love it because, we, oh my gosh, the station is 10 years old now, and it's really cool because you look at it and it's, of course, good reflection. Us, our marriage is 2 years old, and, even though it's not very old, it's cool, looking back and seeing, the stuff that's been so good, and even the things that have not been so good. And, that can go for anything, getting older as a person, in your marriage, that can go for the station. My goodness, if I had a list of things. I love IE Sports Radio so much. Of course, not more than my beautiful wife, but the station, I mean, oh my gosh, it's been 10 years and 2 days that I started this thing, and it's crazy. Actually, 10 years, 2 days, 1 hour, and 25 minutes is how old IE Sports Radio is. Yep, that's right, 5:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, an hour and 10 minutes, because I did it at 4:15 p.m. Pacific Time on May 15, 2014. But, it's crazy because, I love it so much, but man, IE Sports Radio sometimes has caused me a headache. Like, really, I love it so much, and it's been great, but man, managing everybody, finding new hosts, this person didn't work out, oh my gosh, I gotta do this, I gotta make banners. I'm so thankful that Angela's helping out with that now. Taryn helps out a lot with the YouTube stuff, getting everything situated. It's been nuts, inputting scores, and I've put so much time into the station, and Celia, now we've been together, she's put a lot of time into this too. you've been doing the show and everything. And my goodness, can you believe next week is our 75th show?
No, that's crazy.
Crazy, right? Mm-hmm. So, going back in time, do you remember how this thing started?
I know I was on one of your shows. I know you have two, but I forgot which one it was. And it was a football. Obviously, it's football because you're football.
Oh.
You wanted me to go on there and talk about the teams' jerseys.
Yeah.
Uniforms.
Do you remember that? How we first started? It was pretty funny. So realistically, this is kind of our 75th episode today together. But that was a defining moment. And I thought it was pretty cool because it was funny. My mom and I were talking one time, and she was like dissing some of the NFL jerseys. And then we started looking at the other jerseys. I started showing her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, like some of these colors are horrible and everything." But of course, that's a woman's perspective. So it's funny because I was like, "What do you think about these jerseys?" And Celia was like, "Oh my gosh, this one," or "I like this one," or "Ooh, that one's ugly." And it was funny because like, "Oh my gosh, we got to put this on air!" Like, stop. So I had her do the show with me to talk about like a woman's perspectives of jerseys. Of like the NFL jerseys. It is pretty funny because you had some funny stuff to say about those jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, the Green Bay Packers. Remember those jerseys?
Well, I know they're green and yellow.
Yep. And you said what?
I don't remember what I said.
What do you say now?
They're weird colors together.
They're weird colors. My mom thinks they're the ugliest thing in the world together.
I mean, they're not the ugliest. It's just an interesting combo. You would never catch me wearing those colors together.
Come on. Just kidding. But it was just funny because we had a good time doing that. That was pretty cool. It's like, oh my gosh. So Cecilia and I would do our shows, and it started out really as like once a week. And we did like a couple of months, and then like we went on a dry spell for a while because all kinds of moving pieces. Because we actually started doing the show. My gosh, what's crazy? Looking back now at that was like January, I want to say, of 2023. Was that 2023? You gotta be kidding me. That was, no. That was the last one we did on here. But I want to say it was January of 2021 when we started. We were only together a few months. Mm-hmm. And, we're coming up on a year. And then we were good for a little bit. We went for a while. And then we, stopped for the summer, I think. And then we came back for, a couple of months. And then we called them seasons. And then we came back for, 3 shows. I want to say January and February the next year. And then we stopped because we were planning for the wedding in 2022 and everything. Yeah. And you remember that process?
Yes. I don't like to remember.
It was a nightmare. But we got through it, got married. It was awesome. And yeah, it was pretty crazy. So we did that whole deal. And just crazy because then we started back. We moved in 2021, right? Yeah, 2021 is when we moved in together. So we were together almost a year. I mean, we were together for 2 years at that point. And we were moved in together and everything. And yeah, my gosh, I think, it's crazy to think. We were, man, now that I think about it, it's pretty crazy. We were together, so we got together in 2020, of course, on June 9th, which is pretty crazy because within a year, basically, about 11 months, 10 months, I proposed on April 25th, 2021. And Cecilia still hates me for that. Because she wasn't dressed for the occasion. She was dressed in regular clothes.
Yeah. I was dressed horribly. And I don't even think I put makeup on that day. I was not feeling all that great that day. And you proposed on the worst day.
Gee,
of
thanks.
Me just not feeling the best.
Yeah, but it was awesome.
No one has ever seen our video. No one will ever see our video.
Gosh. Well, at least we got the video, so. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we moved in May 20th, 2021. And it was pretty cool. We got married basically a year later, almost a full year later. We got married on May 15th, 2020, and that same exact Friday, we were together for, 2 years? We lived together now for 1 year, and we were together for 2 years pretty much, I guess. So it's been crazy, so here we are now, 2024, and we've basically lived where we are now for almost 3 years. It's crazy. Time just flies, but the careers, everything is just so well. We've done some great things, and it's moving forward. So it's pretty crazy to think, like, the history of our little show here. What's been something that's been a lot of fun for you for this show?
Just doing this once a week and coming up with interesting topics or sometimes funny topics.
And what's been something that's been like, oh my gosh, this show?
What do you mean?
Well, for instance, I love IE Sports Radio. I love it to death. It's been fun. But over the last 10 years, oh my gosh, I hate to say it. I don't want to chase any of our hosts away. But sometimes, I'm telling you, it feels like babysitting. I hate to say it. I do. My hosts are amazing and they know who they are, that are great. But we've also had some in the past that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, this is a mess. And I mean, kind of funny. All those hosts aren't with us anymore. I hate to say it. But, some people it's been like a nightmare with. But to the ones who I absolutely adore, the great hosts that we have, the ones who are still with us, it's been awesome. It really has. It's been awesome. But, man, sometimes, and even with all the great hosts that we have, still, the keeping track of everything, keeping the, getting a lot of, like, when I did the snippets, that's why we had to get Angela to help us out with that, our GM of IE Sports Radio, and Angela Winstead. But, man, it's been crazy, like, doing that, doing all the banners, making those things, posting all the scores. It's just, man, posting on all the Twitter accounts and everything when possible. And it's been rough. It really has. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the show. I love doing this. I love running the station. But sometimes, man, I'll tell you, sometimes it's a pain. It's a nightmare to be like, oh, man, I have all of this homework today for my, finishing my second master's. I got all this grading to do because I'm a teacher. I got all of this, I got to make sure I'm out there busting my ass in the gym and everything to get myself stronger, to compete in strongman and powerlifting soon and everything. And on top of that, it's like, and then I got to input scores. I got to do this. So it's like the station sometimes has been a drag. And there's been some days where I'm like, man, do I still want to do this anymore? As much as I love the station, sometimes it gets hard. So that's why I'm happy. Like, Angela is basically my assistant now. And it's been a lot. But yeah, so that's just me. So what would you say about the show? Has there ever been a point where you've been like, it's kind of hard, kind of drag it along? Or have you really just been like, it's been fun? What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess when we can't think of topics or we just don't know what to do. Or it's just one of those days where you're just like, oh, I don't want to go on, but...
Like today?
No. But you have to. Because we signed up for this, so...
Cecilia's like falling asleep over here.
I'm not falling asleep, I'm fine.
Poor thing. She's had a tough week, you guys. So, yeah, it's been a rough one, but I'll tell you, it's been great though. Like I said, no matter what, that's what it's all about, and that's the same thing with anything, right? I mean, that could be the same thing with marriage, ups and downs and everything like that. That's the same exact thing with our careers. Am I right?
Yeah.
Think about it. I mean, do you love your job?
Oh, definitely.
I love my job, but there's definitely days where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm pulling my hair out, right? So, yeah, I love my seniors to death. They're great kids, but, we had freaking a month to do this essay, and some of them get started today, and today I even forewent my lunch, basically. I ate with my students in the classroom so I could I was still teaching for some who still needed a lot of the help. And that's what you do. Same thing. That's true. It's what you signed up for. And I love my kids. I love my students. I want to see them all of them. I want to see them all strive. I want them all to do great things and everything. So, of course, I'm going to give even more of myself. Even when I've explained the same exact thing 500 times and they weren't paying attention, until the day where it's due, and if they don't turn it in, it's going to, really jack up their grade. I have to settle myself, not get mad, and still find a way to deliver them the best possible lecture or instructions I can, even if I am frustrated that I sat there and saw them staring at me and not paying attention for the last couple of weeks when they could have been doing their assignment then. So trust me, don't get me wrong, I love my job, but sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh. But at the end of the day, we love what we do, and I think that's pretty much anything, right? That's marriage, that's doing this running a business like this one, a podcast and everything. So it has its ups and downs. So what does Jen B say there in the chat room?
She put, my husband knelt outside the bathroom door in the dark, and I almost tripped over him when I came out. My answer was, what the bleep are you doing?
That is the way you propose. What?
No, she almost tripped over him.
Would you have said yes if you tripped over me?
No.
Oh, you're me. Well, hey, Jen B did.
Just kidding.
Jen did. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I proposed when we first met, because it's kind of crazy. I mean, we met crazy at the start. Our little story is crazy, right?
It's not crazy. It was just during that time, there was nothing else better to do in a way.
Yeah, but
pass your time.
It's a trip. For anybody who doesn't know, the app Hinge, right? That's on Hinge.
Yeah.
Yeah, not necessarily a dating app person, and neither was she. But of course, the world decided to not spin no more in March of 2020, and we were locked down and everything. So it's the only way to talk to anybody really was what, Facebook. And I was like, nah, man, let me try a dating app. Let's do this. And it's funny because Cecilia was thinking the same thing. So we both meet on there, and it's crazy. We met in person, and even during the lockdown times, we went out when things started opening up a little bit in June that year in 2020. And yeah, the rest is history. It's pretty crazy to think, So when I proposed to her, we went to the old spaghetti factory. And it was pretty cool because in the old spaghetti factory, we had this little table and everything that we first met at. And I thought it was awesome. We went and we enjoyed ourselves. And so, yeah, hey, after that happened, 10 months later, I was like, let's go to the spaghetti factory. And she was like, okay. And I went and had flowers for her and everything. I ran outside when we were done with our meal. And I ran outside and I grabbed the flowers and a little sign in there that says, will you marry me? I put in there and all that good stuff, and had the ring. And then I had one of the waitresses. That was a cherry on top because I had already called and said I was going to do it. And one of the waitresses was like, yeah, she was like, oh, she was recording it and everything with my phone. I went in there and I did it and ran in there and proposed and gave her a big hug and a kiss, and it was on camera. Of course, Cecilia says it will never see the light of day. That video. And then, yeah, it was it. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, coolest ways of proposing.
You call that the coolest way?
Hey, I'm just saying. The best proposals, I think, are the
strangers.
Heck yeah. Hey, we got an applause, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. Cecilia's like, I hated it. So.
I didn't hate it, obviously. But I don't like how so underdressed and just, I don't know, plain I was.
What did you want me to do? Tell you, hey, I'm proposing today.
Yeah.
I like Jen B's husband's proposal. Outside the bathroom door. That's right. When she walks out, I'm proposing. That's what I'm talking about. He's awesome. Well, anyway, you guys. So, a little bit of history of us right there. And of course, of how this whole show got going. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got a little bit of sports talk. And oh, yeah, Cecilia's take on the American Pie series after I won the IE Sports Radio TSCP Draft. Oh, we got that and plenty more coming on up. You're listening to the Sports Club Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back after this.
Well, what is up, Carolina Nation? This is John Felipe of the Carolina Cast, of course, the podcast of, by, and for the Carolinas, right here on IE Sports, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm reminding you to tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for the latest in Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers that keep on pounding, the fly natures of the Hornets, the storming Hurricanes, the battle of the Blues with Duke and UNC, the fight of the Clemson Tigers, or the amazing atmosphere of any Carolina college. I'm talking App State, I'm talking ECU. I've got you covered. Once again, tune in for the Carolina Cast with me, John Felipe, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey, Cleveland and Columbus sports fans, this is Jen D, host of the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. If you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in live to the Show of the Land on Tuesdays, where we will cover the Cleveland Browns, Cavs, Guardians, and Monsters. We will also talk about the Columbus Blue Jackets, Crew, Fury, and of course, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We'll also cover other colleges in the area like Akron, Kent State, Cleveland State, Mount Union, John Carroll, Baldwin-Wallace, Youngstown State, among others. So like I said, if you love Cleveland and Columbus sports like I do, be sure to tune in Tuesdays to the Show of the Land with Jen B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Don't you love that little jingle?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that a cute little song?
Yeah.
Jen did a good job picking that song out. Mm-hmm. Jen, how did you find that song? Jen wanted like a little cute song. To me, that sounds like a song you hear on like Mario Kart. No? No, nothing like that. Okay. It is a cool. I think that's like the kind of song you'd hear like on like a snow stage or something. You know, no?
On a what?
Like a snow stage on Mario Kart or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Like a little frosty something. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying this. Okay, so Mike Pat in the chat room says, Jen, that might be one of the top 5 proposals I've ever heard. That's awesome. Adam Cardick says, I propose in the bathroom of my studio. It was the only place on my apartment with a mirror. I had put the ring on a necklace chain and put it around her neck. Aw, my wife still teases me about popping the question in there.
See, you should have just done something like that. I'm just kidding. Well, the only place we probably could is just at your grandpa's place or the place that I was living at. So never mind.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Bathroom is where it's at.
Hey. That's right. Bathroom. Hey. Ain't nothing wrong with the bathroom, guys. So, really fast, just to get into a couple of sports, because, of course, as you guys know, I mean, this is a sports network, right? So, you know, we always got to talk a little bit of sports here on the show. But talking a little bit about the brackets for the NBA, pretty crazy. One team is already through. The Celtics defeated the Cavaliers, so they're through. The Celtics are awaiting the winners of the Pacers and Knicks. They started Game 6 right now, so we could have a team joining them tonight. Regardless, the West is down to Game 6 and 7 coming on up. Thunder, Mavericks, and Timberwolves, Nuggets. Who are you taking? So the Celtics are already through. Tonight, Pacers and Knicks. If the Knicks win, the Knicks will be playing the Celtics in the semifinals. And then, of course, the winner of that will go to the finals this year. But if the Pacers win, they're the younger team, they will force a Game 7, and then the winner of that game will go to play the Celtics. So, in the East, since the Cavaliers are already out, Gen B's Cavaliers are already out. Let me say it one more time. Gen B's Cavaliers. I'm just kidding. Poor Cavaliers. But who are you taking to win the series to go play the Celtics? Pacers or the Knicks? Indiana Pacers or the New York Knicks?
Pacers.
You're taking the Indiana Pacers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a good pick. I'm definitely going with the Knicks. I think they're going to win this thing tonight, but they're a good team, and they've come a long way. Gen B's, as I found it on YouTube, it's called Coffee Stains, and I love coffee, and it was a perfect fit. That's funny.
Perfect.
All right. We could have New York versus Boston in both NBA and the NHL, which is so true. So in the East, in the West, Dallas leads Oklahoma City 3-2. They play, of course, tomorrow, and the winner... Well, if Dallas wins, they go to the finals in the West. And Thunder, if they win, they force a Game 7. And then, of course, coming up, it says TBA, but we have the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Last year, the Nuggets won it all from Denver, but this year the Timberwolves are almost upsetting these guys. Underdog Timberwolves could upset the Nuggets in Game 7 in Denver. The winner of these two play for the crown of the West. Who are you taking in the first one, Thunder and Mavericks?
I like Thunder.
Like the Thunder? Okay.
It reminds me of the Storm.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I got to go with the Mavericks. I got to go with Drewski's team. I think they're pretty solid. So, Timbers and Nuggets. I really would like the Timberwolves to win because I love the underdog story. But I guess I've already said it. I think the Nuggets can go back-to-back and win the title this year. They beat the Lakers. They're a good team, so I think the Nuggets are going to go. Who are you taking?
Obviously, the Timberwolves.
Oh my gosh, she likes going against me. So here we go. There we go. And of course, in the NHL, yes, one team is through. The New York Rangers knocked off the Carolina Hurricanes and made their way on to the Eastern Final. And tonight, right now, it's tied 1-1 in Game 6. Panthers and Bruins. And just as you heard Adam Karnick say, if the Bruins win this thing tonight, well, pretty cool. If the Bruins win this thing tonight, they'll force a Game 7. But if Florida wins this thing, then they're going to be on their way to play the Rangers. So the Panthers last year got all the way to the finals just to meet Las Vegas, who has been eliminated this year. Las Vegas would beat these guys down, I believe, in Game 6. It was a humiliating loss for the Panthers. The Panthers right now are on a mean streak trying to get back to the finals. But will the Bruins be the ranks in the gears? Who are you taking in this series to meet the Rangers in the East?
I like Panthers. Reminds me of your high school.
Oh, that's right. Paris. That's right. P-Town, baby. Okay, well, as much as I would like to go for the Bruins, I think they're out of luck. I'm going to go Panthers as well.
No, I'm going Bruins then.
Oh, my gosh. Well, the Panthers, I think they're going to win this thing tonight. Guys, even though the Bruins just, they look so disappointing. Another year, this team looks so strong, but I don't know. And then in the West, we have Stars, the Dallas Stars taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Dallas leads 3-2. They play tonight in about an hour and 10 minutes. Well, who are you taking? Do you think the Stars will end this thing tonight and go to the final, in the Western Conference Final? Or do you think the Avalanche will force a Game 7 and then maybe even go to the Western Conference Final? What do you think? Who are you taking?
I like the Avalanche.
Taking the Avalanche. I'm going Stars all day in this one. And then, of course, we have here... Adam says Panthers are going to take that series. Yeah, I think so. Bruins, they're a letdown again. So,
You never know.
Sorry, Boston. Yeah, we'll find out. We got a couple of periods left. The end of the second period is now. We got one more period to go. So, next up, Canucks taking on the Oilers. All right. The Canucks, of course, leading it 3-2. The Canucks this year have been the biggest surprise team of the entire NHL. The Oilers, of course... this is it. This is down to their last. If tomorrow the Canucks win it, they move on. But the Oilers can force Game 7 and see if they can go to the West. Who are you taking in that game? They're both Canadian.
The Oilers are funny.
The Oilers, Edmonton Oilers out of Canada, and the Vancouver Canucks out of Canada. They're rivals. kind of. I mean, they're both in Western Canada, so cool. Well, I'm going to go with the Canucks. I think the Canucks are just too good. But we'll see. So, okay, and there it is. Those are our picks right now for the finals, and we'll see. And then there were 4 in both of the NBA and the NHL. We'll find out coming up soon. So, okay. So, with that said, what do you think? Last week, we watched a series. We didn't go on last week. We didn't go on last week because, we just were sick. We weren't feeling it. But on the 5th, during the day, I was sick. On the 4th and the 5th, we watched the American Pie series, American Pie 1, American Pie 2, American Wedding, and American Reunion. Cecilia now knows a lot of the phrases that I like to say in life because they're fun, including I'm your, from Stifler, I'm your dick. I love that, and that's me. I'll be your mean person. And, of course, we have here One Time in Band Camp, so fun stuff like that. Cecilia now knows. Cecilia knows these funny things now. She also knows who Nadia is now. She and Elizabeth. So, anyway, and she also knows why I love Jim's dad so very much. I am a Jim's dad fan, Mr. Levenstein. So, with that said, what do you think? We watched all 4 movies. What did you really... So, before we watched them, what did you think?
Well, I didn't know anything about them before I even watched them, so I thought they were disgusting. That's what I automatically assumed because you hear people, talk about them and whatnot and how they're inappropriate. So I just thought, they were going to be gross all around. I mean, they were, but they weren't that bad. But yeah, I didn't know anything beforehand. But now that I've seen them, I actually liked them.
Yay!
And yes, they're inappropriate.
Yes.
But they're not that bad of it being inappropriate, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But it's just the perspective of teenagers in high school and whatnot. And then as they get older, you see things that, they're interested in and whatnot. Because, I mean, that is real life. I'm pretty sure that's what all boys are.
Yes.
So
this is correct.
Doesn't surprise me there.
Nope.
But it was funny. And yeah, Jim's dad is very funny. He never, he was supportive of his son in a way, but made sure that his son was informed about how to be careful and whatnot and how to be safe and everything like that. Or, there's ways and stuff like that. But he never, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Never made him feel bad because his dad obviously knows he was a teenager at one point in his life, so he knows what his son is going through, basically.
It was awesome.
But they were really good movies. I wouldn't watch them again, but they're good.
But they were fun, right? Mm-hmm. And then how it all came together. American Reunion. Was that not awesome?
Yeah.
I thought it was cool because it's the story of, you see these guys in high school last year, and you could think, well, they've grown so much. They're seniors. They're graduating. They're like, we're losing our virginity, all this stuff. And it's funny because you see these different perspectives, these different personalities. You see Jim. He's as he says in the second American Pie, he's the what does he say? The band geek that never joined the band. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because he passes up an opportunity with Nadia, who is the quote unquote heartthrob, where every guy wanted her, and for some crazy reason, she wanted him in the weirdest way. To think, she didn't want the quarterback on varsity, or the point guard, or the star pitcher. She wanted this dork, which is really weird, but it's funny. And he passes her up to be with the dork he was supposed to be with. It is just funny because, it works. You got Paul Finks, this mysterious dude who just had I don't know, he just had some mystery about him, but was just kind of that quiet, whatever kind of guy. The other one, I forget his name. The one that was with Tara Reid.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
She played Vicky, but the little couple in high school, the one that you think is going to make it, the sweethearts,
Oh, yeah.
And they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a guy like Oz, Oz was like, you know, I wouldn't you call him the perfect gentleman, but my gosh, he was close to being the perfect gentleman, if you will, right? I mean, right? You know?
Yeah, I liked him.
And then you get a guy like Stifler.
A person who never wants to grow up.
Stifler was absolutely awesome in every movie. Why?
Because I get it, you can act like that in high school in a way, but to be like that as an adult,
yeah,
it's like, seriously, you need to be like slapped in the face or something, or have like a really good wake up call and be like, you need to grow up. Like, you don't have to be serious all the time. I get that. Like, yeah, you need some fun and laughter in your life. Yes, that's cool. But I don't know. He annoyed me. I can't stand people like that who are just thinking that I don't know, that life is just a joke. And like, I get it. Like I said, can't take life too seriously. Yes, like I believe in having fun and whatnot, but no, I just saw him as a kid, like an adult kid.
Remember, like what do you call it? Remember, like Van Wilder says to Tara Reid, you know, Van? He said, I used to party with this guy who used to say, you know, Van? What'd he say? You know, Van, never take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive. And I love that, because you shouldn't take life as serious as some people make it out to be. But at the same exact time, I feel like Stifler is the absolute... Stifler is 100% the person who peaked in high school, right? Obviously. And yeah, he wants to like the class clown that everyone quote unquote loved, or maybe didn't love, just loved because he was a hell of a party planner and he could throw a hell of a time. But once they were done with him, just threw him away and kind of like, yeah, whatever, like we're going to get on with life. And it's true, he just kind of lived in that. So he's like the epitome of that dude who just never grew up. The one who just, you know, he peaked. And it's funny because it shows throughout all of the movies too. You know, the very first, I don't know, it's kind of sad, but you kind of see Stifler slightly lose his coolness all the way through every movie. But then, interestingly enough, I feel like the American Reunion, he kind of earns it back at the end. But not because of the reason you're probably thinking. Yeah. But it's pretty funny because... He, you know, it's like he had this, I don't know, like all these things happening, and of course, unfortunately, some crappy things happened to Stifler. But at the same exact time, it's true, he kind of just, you know, it seemed like he didn't want to go to college. He probably ended up dropping out, that kind of guy. The other ones seemed to have gotten their degrees. And yeah, Jen B says in the chat room, Kevin, that was his name, the other one. But, you know, you get somebody like Jim who was kind of the dork, but obviously he went to school. And I think he got his BA, it seems like, you know, he graduated high school. Kevin, seems like he went on and did good things too. He graduated. Oz, I mean, apparently he graduated and did something because he became a sportscaster. The girl he was with, the choir girl, she went on to become a doctor or something in that field, which is amazing. I have no idea what happened to Michelle. It doesn't say anything. All I know is in American Pie 2, she was just like at the Tall Oaks place, so would she become like a teacher or something for music? I don't know. But then that was really it. You know, Jason Biggs becomes this, you know, he marries her, and, you know, so who knows, maybe his job took care of them or whatever, and of course they have their child and everything, but then they, you know, the American wedding happens, and it's kind of funny. It's the first time I actually realized that Oz was not an American wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it was weird, but whatever. But then, yeah, I mean, and then when they come together in American Wedding, it's kind of funny because Steve Stifler, by American Wedding, Steve Stifler had shown already, like, yeah, he's unfortunately, he's a loser. Like, you know, it seems like he peaked in high school, went on to the second movie, low-key probably dropped out, didn't do much with his life. By American Wedding, had his time. And before you know it, you know, American Wedding came in and he just kind of peaked. He already peaked and he was just kind of like trying to find himself, but didn't really. He was coaching at that point, driving a bus. And then by American Reunion, 13 years after they graduated, you know, he's over here being a, you know, pencil pusher assistant for a business, it seems like, where they treated him like crap. You know? But I love what he says at the end, you know, like how he tells that guy, like, I mean, who knows what happened to him? I mean, unfortunately, no matter what, Steve Stifler probably, you know, hopefully, well, apparently he became a party planner, which is pretty cool. But it's funny because, like, it's true. It sucks when you see somebody like that where you knew that was so cool in high school, and it's like, yeah, they peaked and never did really anything. So it's crazy when you see them all with their lives. It's really neat to see, like, how these people, because we see it ourselves, don't you? No?
With what?
Well, I don't know. Did you ever? I mean, I know you weren't really like super close to anybody in high school, like had like a big group or anything. And the only reason why I was like that is I played football. You know what I mean?
We did, but we never really hung out outside of school, really.
Yeah, I mean, I had that big old thing and all that, and it's crazy because all these years later, I don't really, once again, I mean, we all went our separate ways, we're all doing our own things, but it's crazy because I see so many of my friends, and the majority of them are doing cool things. And they're doing their thing with their families, and everything's awesome. But it's just crazy to think, like, man, like I had no idea so-and-so would grow up and become this or this or this, so it's pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. I can guarantee you a lot of them look at me and go, wow, you became a freaking teacher? Like, crazy, So, I don't know. But overall, it was a pretty cool movie. Steve Stifler got back at Finch, finally slept with his mom. The whole first 3 movies was the running joke of Fink sleeping with Stifler's mom. And it's funny because she's in everything, man.
She's not in everything.
It's funny, man. The girl, the lady that played, because I mean, she started there. That was so every single thing that Cecilia watches that she pops in on, I'm like, Stifler's mom. Like, she's in what? Well, you rolled your eyes. Why?
Because you always say that.
Because it's funny. She was in Two Broke Girls, which is hilarious.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
She was in something else, and now she's in this weird thing you're watching right now.
It's not weird.
Oh, what is it?
It's called The Secret Life of American Teenager. I watched it when it first came out, but I like to rewatch certain things or certain shows or movies just because you forget the storyline of it all, and I forgot. And there's a lot of things I'm picking up now. I'm like, oh dang, like I didn't realize that happened or whatever. But yeah,
she was in something else you were watching too. I don't know, but yeah, it's just I don't know. So I just think it's funny because like you see these actors.
Oh,
like,
she's on Legally Blonde.
Is that where she was on Legally Blonde?
Yes.
Okay, well I'm gonna say it's funny because you see these people. So it's like awesome. It's awesome to see them like in their acting careers too. Sean William Scott. I mean, we just started watching the movie with him and The Rock.
Oh yeah, huh?
So
we
yeah,
didn't finish watching it, but
I know.
I forgot what it's called.
The Rundown.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but like you see some of them, and then some of them just kind of had their 15 minutes and they were out. Mm-hmm. Allison Hannigan. I didn't really see her more. You said you saw her in something.
I don't remember.
One time in band camp. That's getting good.
She's that girl?
Yeah, Allison Hannigan.
She plays on How I Met Your Mother.
I don't even know what that is, but yeah.
You do. It's a show. You've seen me watch it a couple times.
Okay, well, see, there you go. But, it's pretty crazy because you get that. And, oh, yeah, Jen B says the Discover commercials, too. Mm-hmm. I guess that's where that lady was. So that's crazy. But yeah, I grew up watching those. I know it sounds horrible. I know my parents weren't horrible people. But I just grew up quick, like I said, only child. So I watched whatever they watched. And, just did a lot. And it was awesome, American Pie came out when I was 10. I didn't see it too far away from when it came out. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up watching them. I was mature enough, So it was cool because I watched all those movies growing up. American Pies, all of them. Van Wilder 1 and 2. Even freshman year, I love those Van Wilder movies. I grew up watching crap like that. Scary Movie, all of them. Even though 3 and 4 and 5 and whatever many else they made, they all sucked. But American Pie was amazing. But Scary Movie 1 and 2, that was in the early 2000s. That was freaking hilarious. Got jokes from there forever. So those movies were funny. Even like some of them, like Good Luck Chuck, with what's his name, Dane Cook and Jessica Alba, just those movies were funny, like I grew up watching it until this day, like Accepted with Justin Long or Dodgeball, or those were all my movies. Those were the ones I grew up like middle school, high school watching, and till this day, like, they could be on and I'll freaking watch them all in a row. Like, I love them. They're funny. They got these dumb, horrible, raunchy jokes. Like, it's funny, and even like the Meet Your Parents. Like, I love Meet the Parents. Like, those are funny. Seeing Robert De Niro play a dad like that, it was funny, So, I don't know. No, I don't know that Mike Pat. I'm sorry, I didn't watch.
He does, because I watched that whole series, not recently, but, well, yeah, it was kind of recent. It was sometime last year. But he would see me watch him here and there, especially, I don't know what I was going to say. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. But yeah. But he's seen a couple episodes with me. He just forgets.
Well, let me see. I'll have to look at everything. But, yeah, it's been fun. We've been watching some fun stuff and everything. And yeah, Allison Hannigan was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer too. Willow? I don't know. Yeah, I've
never seen that series.
Yeah, not my cup of tea. But just for that, you need to sign off and pass the best to me. I know we ran over. Hey, Mike said we can go a few minutes over, but
it's been a few minutes.
And Celia just wants to go to bed.
No, I don't.
She's like tired, poor thing. So with that, we'll cue the music, man. But it's been fun. I'll tell you though, it's been a lot of fun. My gosh, 10 years of IE Sports Radio celebrating today. I mean, well, 2 days ago, it's been awesome. But yeah, we've had ourselves some fun stuff over the years, and it's awesome being married and doing this whole thing. And it's really cool, you know. Looking at the American Pie series, I was telling Cecilia, like, it's pretty cool. American Pie 1, obviously, they were, 17, 18, around there. American Pie number 2, they were, obviously 19, their first year out of college. By American Wedding, I think is probably a few years later, even though, the years was 99, 2001, 2003. Obviously, it was after they graduated college. American Wedding, right after. And then, of course, American Reunion was supposed to take place 13 years after, which was really 13 years after the first movie. So it's crazy. They were, all about 31 years old around them. So it's crazy because, of course, us being a little tad bit older than that, it's crazy because it's you see that, too. Right now, American Pie, that entire cast would be 43, 44. Crazy, right? Because they were class of 99. So, I mean, it's crazy to think, it's cool to see these changes and everything. And I don't know, I guess I vibe so well with those movies because I love seeing that growth. I don't know. But anyway. We had the shake tonight. We talked some American Pie. Got our predictions for the NHL and NBA playoffs. Told the story of our engagement and our dating, our engagement and getting married. How it's been the last couple of years. It's been fun. And of course, IE Sports Radio for 10 years. So, oh man. Still tired?
No.
Well, we got ourselves a fun little wedding getaway and all kinds of cool stuff coming up. And I'm just so excited because, what we've been able to do and accomplish in this short time. And hey, the best is yet to come. So it's been fun. And oh man. Well, looks like next week I want to ask the winning team, of course, my team, to pick a theme for next week. See if we can start integrating some of those themes for next week. So once again, the IE Sports Radio TSCP draft we had, or to see if they can help out pick a theme for next week's show for us, for our 75th show. And yeah, what do you think?
What?
Think they're going to pick something fun for us?
I'm sure they will.
I hope so. So, anyway, any last thoughts? Or, ew, I'm just kidding. Oh, wait. Oh, no, Lord of the... We still got to watch that. I told Celia we're going to watch that no matter what.
No, I told you that.
Okay. Got a little twisted there, sorry. Yeah, she told me that. So we'll be watching that soon. Any last thoughts or words for our listeners tonight?
Thank you for listening. Take care, be safe, and be blessed.
Please do, guys. It's a crazy world out there. Crazy, crazy world. So hopefully all of you are, enjoyed the show tonight. We will be back next week. All kinds of fun. Follow us on at TSCP on X and on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook, on Instagram as well. Sorry, Facebook at the Sports Club Perspectives. For my beautiful wife Cecilia, from me, your boy Larry B. That'll do it for us. We'll see you all next week. Until then, take care. And as always, God bless.